guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie and this is Kitty Stitch. It's a place where I like to talk about cross stitch and all the other crafting things that I get into. So today I have 2 FFOs for ya, 2 cross stitch projects and 2 knitting projects to talk about. It's a beautiful Sunday here in Cincinnati, so I've got the window open next to me. I'm hoping there's not too much background noise or too much going on out there, but let's just kind of dig right into things today. So first thing I have to show you is actually a little accessory that I made for my retreat bag. So I'll just show you that overall too. I feel like with retreat season kind of right around the corner, it'll be something good to show. So this is my Lands In tote. This is a size large. It's literally massive. And I have a size large. This is the zip top, which is really nice. So there's a zipper lining here, and also have the one with the large long handles as well. But what I actually FFO'd is hanging on here, and this is my little stork scissor keychain. I think this just turned out so cute. Bag charms have been really in right now, and so I saw some inspiration on TikTok that made me knew I wanted to make one. So I just finished it or I should say the chart is actually a small portion of a chart that I took from October House Fiber Arts. It's called Snip Snip. I'll insert it here. It's like a long pillow finish is the way that they did it with a couple different pairs of scissors. So I actually just took one of those and I stitched this 3/2 3/3, I think is what I did. 3 strands of floss over 3 linen threads. So the X's are pretty big, but in order for this to be the size that I wanted, that was how I did it. And it's 28 count petite point is the fabric that I used, and the floss is DMC C600, which is one of the Etoile colors, so there's a little bit of sparkle to it as well. But for the actual finishing, what I did was just laced this piece here around a piece of mat board with batting, and then I did the same for the backing, which is this super cute plaid fabric with little embroidered hearts on it. And then I used some cording around the outside and then made it long enough, the loop long enough to where this could just slip right through here and attach and unattach to the bag. So I love this. It's so cute. I really want to like decorate this bag cute and just make it really fun for retreats. So it's embroidered there. It says crafty with an exclamation point. And then I have this little bag charm from Joann's. And then this one's really jingly. I don't know if this will stay on here, but it says in my stitching era, and it has a little thing of yarn, which is also from Joann's. So as I continue to add things onto here, I'll definitely let you know, but the bag charm was what I FFO'd, and I think it just turned out so stinking cute. I feel like I need another one to add onto here as well. It was super quick and easy. My next FFO is my stitching case. This idea originally came from Annie of XO Needle in the Hay XO, and she did a tutorial for it during the Midsummer Stitch Retreat hosted by Lindy Stitches, and took a ton of inspiration from that. But here is what the front of mine looks like. I put on the chart Willing Hands by Blackbird Designs. It is from the Sewing Club book, and so I just actually lace that over a piece of mat board and then use some Aleene's glue to just glue it to the front. Wasn't sure if it would stick or not because it was leather on here, but I have had no issues at all. I mean, it's really on here. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. And the inside is actually what I think is the cutest part. So here is what the inside of my stitching case looks like. Oh, my lotion got magneted up to the top there. It's just so stinking cute. This was such a great idea by Annie, and I really just wanted to curate this to include everything that I will ever need when I'm stitching. So it's so nice that I can just have this propped up to me wherever I'm at and always have exactly what I need, and then just seal it up, and I don't have to worry about picking up a million things or having things in different projects bags, whatever it is. I just know that this will always have what I need. So we'll kind of run through some of the items here that I've got. So in this first little compartment here, I just have my scissors. These are the like just traditional stork scissors. I forget who makes them. They're like the name brand ones. Oh yeah, the Ginger Stork scissors. And then this adorable scissor fob that Elizabeth of Frizzy Lizzy Stitches made for me last year at StitchCon with my name on it. I love this. Also, ignored my scratch on my arm. That is a massive cat scratch. But then also in that little compartment, I like to keep a pair of tweezers. These are just super cute ones, I think from Hobby Lobby, with a little heart on them. But sometimes if it's a little snug getting my needle run under my stitches on the back, I like to use this to help pull out my needle. This is a little stitch picker. It's really nice. It makes frogging a little bit better. It's basically just a sharp needle, maybe a little thicker than like a standard needle, attached to a little handle, so it just makes it easier when you have to go through and pick out your stitches. Next up is an eyelash spoolie. This one has a cute little frog on the end of it. And again, this is great when you're frogging, because if you get those little fuzzies left over on your project, you can actually just use this and kind of rub it on there, and the fibers on here will pick up those extra fibers and not leave them stuck there to your project. So love keeping this with me. Next is a tape measure. This is just one of those nice retractable ones. I have quite a few of these that just end up all over the place. They're very handy to keep around, whether you're, you know, measuring frames, measuring fabric to see if a project will fit. Love having that. And then in this middle portion, I have a piece of felt with 2 different sizes of snag nabbits on there. So snag nabbits are really great. They're like a needle. I just threw that on the floor. Let me get that before an animal eats it. These are really great. They are like a ribbed needle. And so if you have a loose thread, or any of your stitches are just looking a little wonky, you just take this and stick it down in and pull it completely through. And that ribbed portion will help grab anything that's looking funny and pull it through to lay nicely. So I have a large one and a smaller one. I like the smaller one on 40 count, and then the larger one on any higher count really than that, I think works perfect. And then up under this thing, this here lifts up. And so that's where I just keep some extra needles. Oops. And then moving on to this side here, up in the top, I have some elastic cable holders. These are awesome to hold your fabric back when you're putting it into your frame and stitching. It just gets everything out of the way. Also have a couple sewing clips. These are just nice to have around. I actually haven't found myself grabbing for them yet, so these might not be a forever addition. And then a nail file. Love keeping that around. Then I've got in this lower compartment here, just some hand cream and some chapstick. And then I like to keep my DMC 3865 and 310 actually in here, just because it's used in so many different projects that I really feel like it's nice to just keep it in one central place rather than having to go through a project bag and pull it out, because I do just have a master set of DMC, and so it's nice to just not have to mess with that specifically. Then moving up to the top portion here, I have this super cute serial crafter pin, and then a needle minder from Color and Cotton when I went this past fall. This is a heat erase pen, and it was originally like in a pen case, but I actually just took it out of there to make it a bit smaller, but I didn't want it bleeding all over my case or drying out, so I just stuck it down in this scissor case. So that makes it nice and makes it a little bit smaller. Then I have a corner gauge here. This is lovely when you are starting a project. Has everything marked at 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and 2.5 inches. And that way, you know, you can just stick this in the corner and give yourself the right amount of margin when you are starting a project. So I'll use that with my heat erase pen to then mark right there. And then the iron will take away that mark once I'm finished with everything. I just keep some little teeny post-it notes. You never know when you're gonna need them, and I can always use my heat erase pen on them. And then this is so cute. It's a little glasses cleaner from Abby Top Knot, like a little microfiber cloth. Love that. Keep that in there because as a glasses wearer, I feel like I can never keep my glasses clean. But I think that is everything. Oh, and then one more needle minder. This is the Lover House from Taylor Swift, and it's just a needle minder that I've got stuck in there too. So really feel like I've tried to come up with just about everything that I could possibly need while I'm stitching. If there is anything I've missed, I would love to know what you like to keep in your stitching arsenal, something that you live with, or I guess can't live without. Because, yeah, I definitely have a little more room. I could fit a bunch more under here and can always shift things around. Moving right into whips, I actually just have 2 projects to show you guys that I've been working on recently. I actually did take a licensing exam for work. I work in the investment industry, and so did a lot of studying over the last month, but I did pass my test on the first try, which was awesome, but it did mean some of my stitching progress went to the wayside, but I'm happy to be back on that full steam ahead. But just means that last month I only had 8,495 stitches, but I worked on 2 projects. So the first one is Needles Dance. So I've shown you guys this one quite a few times here now. I feel like this is where I am at. I got 964 stitches done on this one. Last time I showed it, I was having a bit of an issue with my colors for this project, but I'm really happy with how things are now. I'm stitching it on 40 count Stratus by Color and Cotton, and I'll just walk through the colors that I've decided on for the final product here. So I've got 2 by Forbidden Fiber Coat. It is Apricot and Azalea. And so those are beautiful. Whoops. And then this is Glitter by Color and Cotton. I love this one. It's just a nice variegated yellow. And then 3 different DMCs. So it is 518, 739, and 912. So those are those 3. And again, super happy with how this one is coming out now. I could post this conversion on my Instagram if anyone's interested. So I will say I've been adding actually a lot of conversions there to my Instagram just for you guys to easily reference if anyone is interested. So I have my conversion for Turkish Delight, which we'll see here in a minute, as well as Good Intentions by Kathy Barrick. I added a little cat instead of a dog motif there. So if either of those you're interested in, like I said, I can go ahead and add one for Needles Dance as well. But really happy with how this is turning out. I've made it all the way down to the bottom border here. So I think since the last time you saw it, I know all this here in the middle is new, and then coming down right along here, might have also added this green in. I'll show a picture of where I was at before, and here's where we're at now. This one is sitting at 53.7% and would love to get this one finished up here with hopefully one of my next video. That'd be really nice. So last whip today is Turkish Delight. This is by Rosewood Manor. I'll insert a picture of where I was at previously here. I've gotten a ton of progress in on this one, even just over the last week after passing my tests and having a lot more free time. So since my last video, I had 7,495 stitches. So puts this one at 59.8%. And here is where it is at. Oh, I just love this. It's come so far. The fabric's looking pretty true to color. It is so absolutely bright and crazy that, yeah, it doesn't quite look right on camera ever. So if you ever see me in person, I will bring this and give you a better idea. But it's looking beautiful. I'm past the halfway point. So this, it's a mandala style. So this is kind of the halfway here. So just working right along. This I actually started for my birthday last year, and I would really love to have it finished by my birthday this year. So I was born on June 24th. So I'm thinking maybe a StitchCon finish would be pretty fun for this absolutely massive project. I believe it's about 24,000 stitches. And I'm stitching it on 36 count Diva by Picture This Plus. And like I said, this one is a full conversion. It is posted over on my Instagram if you're interested. But yeah, really just loving this, having so much fun. It is a lot of color changes, but I don't really mind. It's really makes it easy the way it's set up to kind of stitch in like quadrants. So I would first do like this little area, and then I would move to this little triangle, and then this triangle, and then down to this triangle. So it was nice to make it kind of bite-sized and go about it that way. I have set some monthly goals for myself on this one, just to set realistic goals as to getting this done by June. So if I get 3,000 stitches done every month, then I will be able to do so. So that's something for me that's definitely attainable. I was doing some catch up for February at the beginning of this month, but this one will get put away until April at this point, now that I'm all caught up and ready to go. Just 2 knitting projects now. So this scarf you've seen quite a few times. I actually have it in a bowl now, like Elizabeth Ann can stitch, and it has made it so much easier and more manageable to kind of spin things around like this, because it is getting quite long. But here is my hood scarf. This is a free pattern by Purl, Soho, and I'm using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes yarn in Bramble Heather for this, and it's coming right along, honestly. I'm really happy with it. I'm working down the decreases now, and so it'll be, this looks ridiculous right now. And since it is ribbing, it's really gonna block out quite a bit, and so it'll be more like a hood style scarf, and then be able to wrap around like this. This looks ridiculous, but I'm hoping it'll be cute. It doesn't look very cute right now, but once it blocks out and becomes a bit more, has a bit more drape, I'm thinking it'll look really good. So I'm just working down the final decreases now. I think I have to decrease like 15 more stitches, and then it'll just be ribbing city down to the last 28 inches. I'll link that pattern below if anybody is interested. Like I mentioned, it is a free pattern and it's very well written. So I learned a few new things going into it, but nothing that an intermediate wouldn't be able to take care of. And last thing today is actually a new cast on. So I just casted on a new pair of socks with all of that ribbing that is in that scarf. I really just wanted something in the round that was just normal knit stitches for miles. So here is where they are at. This is a colorway, what's this called? Oh, the Water Horse. And this is by Aisling Yarn. I got this at the Wool Gathering, which I have my Wool Gathering shirt on today. And I got this when I went to the Wool Gathering with my friend Elizabeth of Frizzy Lizzy Stitches. And it's just a really fun, like, teal and purple variegated. It's a sock set, so it came with this for the heels, toes, and cuffs. And then here is what it is for the remainder of the sock. I really like this base. It's a non-superwash BFL, so Blue Face Leicester, and people really like the Blue Face Leicester yarn because the fibers are a lot longer, so it doesn't pill and things as much, which I definitely would agree with. I've made one other pair of socks using this, so I'm really excited to have another pair and just have some normal plain Jane knitting for a while and something that isn't completely ribbing. So last thing today, I just have one item of haul, and this is actually my Lowry table clamp, and I'm just so excited about this. For passing my test, my husband got me this as a little prize, so that was very sweet of him. But basically it is the table clamp. And before I was using what's called a daylight stand, and you can get them on Amazon. They're pretty affordable in my opinion for a stand, but it was just, I didn't like how it was constantly on the ground. This room here that I do my crafts in is very tight, so it was just kind of one more thing to get in the way. But this is awesome. It clips onto a table, and so it comes in you have to buy the pieces separately. So this is just the table clamp portion, and then if you have a Lowry stand already, then this piece attaches to the head that already comes with your Lowry stand. However, I didn't have one, so I had to pick it up separately. And instead of just getting the normal one that comes standard with the standard Lowry floor stands, I actually got the corner clamp. And now this just looks like nothing right now. So I'll go ahead and insert a picture of how I have this set up at my desk. And it's so handy. I'm so excited to be able to use this at my desk and get my other stand up off the floor, as well as take this to retreats. It's kind of heavy, but I mean, it's going to fit in that gigantic bag that I have really well. And it's just going to be the perfect setup for here at home and at retreats as well. I will say I've become a bit of a snob on two-hand stitching. Like, I really don't like stitching without a stand at this point anymore. So at retreats and things, it can be a bit hard to find a setup that works for you. But I'm excited to try this out this coming spring and really just so happy to have this. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I know it was a bit of a quick one, but just wanted to stay on schedule, so hopefully in the next video we'll have some more progress going on. Got a cat joining me for the outro here, but hope everyone has a good one. Bye.